Welcome back, everybody, to the morning after. I'm post spring break, post spending a week, way longer than a week, with my children traveling, which we all know it's a lot from Hank's last. It's a lot. But yeah, I can tell you something. I am tired, but I am tan. And I
You
like
are tan.
listen, if you saw my stomach, you would be like, whoa. I protect my face, though. Gotta protect the face. Hats at all times. Please tell me you wear a hat when you're in the sun.
I do. I usually wear just
a bad boy's hat. What is that?
The Pistons won last night or a couple nights ago against the Knicks.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's the Pistons. I know. I watched that game last night.
What you don't even remember is you bought me this hat.
I did?
Yeah. We went to the vintage store where things maybe have a different era, but the price is fast forward a million times.
Isn't that funny how all vintage shit these days is way more expensive?
I am guessing they found this at a garage sale for $50. It's Bad Boys, so that's the Pistons 80, 89, 90 era. And we were at this vintage store and you're like, pick something out. And so in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to find the cheapest thing possible because I knew you were going to buy it. And I put this hat down. And when this person said the price, I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry, sir. I'm just that hat there. That's all I'm getting. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, shit, that's a car payment. Well, car in my life.
I really honestly think that, and my dad used to make a huge joke out of this, but he's like, listen, I mean, you put holes in jeans, you rip them apart, and all of a sudden they're more expensive. Like, put holes in some Ram shirts and call them vintage, and I bet we could sell them for way more. TMA merch, vintage TMA merch coming your way, people. It's going to be 3 times the price, and it's going to be fantastic. We're going to cut the holes ourselves.
Move over, Temu. We have a new business.
Wait, speaking of Temu, have you ever been on Shine?
Yes, of course.
Shein,
yes.
What is it? Shein.
Yeah.
People pronounce it both ways, Shein and Shein.
Okay. Well, does that stuff come from China?
Definitely.
Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. A little more expensive than it used to be, just throwing it out there, thanks to the tariffs. So, anyways, I bought my girls some Shein. What the fuck is?
Yeah, you bought. I don't buy. I only buy. So I just placed one of my Temu orders.
Yeah.
And I just got my confirmation from it. I did not notice an uptick in the price just yet, but I only buy. The only thing that I buy from Temu that I physically wear are shoes. Because the clothing, I feel like if you run really fast in it, you're going to light on fire.
I love you, Hank, but you ain't running that fast. Maybe somebody else, yes. I love you so much.
What'd you buy the girls?
I bought them, the Easter Bunny bought them from Shein, whatever you call it. These cute little Easter outfits. And as I am unboxing them to put them in the Easter baskets, I notice a smell. And I'm like, ooh, they're going to want to wear these tomorrow, but I'm not willing to wash them. So clearly I did what every mom would do, and I just threw them in. I said, you know what? They'll be fine. I just placed them all there, and they're so cute. I'll show you the pictures. But 3 of my kids broke out.
Oh, no.
I know. I really thought I was like kind of joking, like, yeah, this is going to be funny when they all break out. And then 3 of them broke out. I was like, ooh. And they go, Mommy, I think we have bug bites. And I was like, oh, man, those aren't bug bites. Let me get those off y'all, girls. But anyways, Easter went well for you guys? Easter Bunny came?
Easter Bunny came. He delivered in a big way. She had a lot of fun. Although, and I shared a photo with everybody. We went to go see the mall Easter Bunny, and it was a little creepy.
There's a mall Easter Bunny?
Of course.
What did you expect? I mean, a mall Easter Bunny?
Well, I'm sorry. I know the Easter Bunny of Hidden Hills probably comes directly to the front door.
Oh, yeah. That is terrifying. Kira just reminded me of the picture. No, nobody. The Easter Bunny is not a real, like, you can't, it's a bunny. It's not like a person in a costume. Like, Santa's like a real human. You're putting, do you know what I mean? Like, they have a head. It's like a mascot. Do you tell her that's the Easter Bunny?
Yeah, obviously, as we're in line, but she's sitting there for the photo, and then I got confused somehow, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell the Easter Bunny what you want," and then I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then she like turned and looked at the Easter Bunny, but the Easter Bunny wasn't able to communicate, and so she was just like looked at me confused, and I'm like, "Okay, I think we're done. We got our picture.
I'm
Let's go."
I'm sure the person underneath that I was like, what the fuck? I'm not Santa Claus.
They're like, "This person's crazy."
Um, wait, do you tell her the Easter Bunny is a boy or a girl?
I think I'm gender fluid with the Easter Bunny. I
I
don't.
think I am too.
Do we have to assign a sex to the Easter Bunny? I mean, aren't we
I
done
mean,
with all of that now anyway? I mean,
I mean, it's an it at this
yeah.
point, right? It's an it. The girls asked me, and I was like, I don't, I don't know. It might change. I have no idea. I don't know if it's he, she, and they're like, well, does it die? I was like, I don't know. I don't know
Well,
if it's the same Easter Bunny.
technically, the Easter Bunny's legal name, I believe, is Peter Cottontail. So maybe that's Peter's a boy, maybe, but I don't know. She just wants the eggs and a little
What are
treat next to him. And we went to Judge's parents' house, and his sister Natalie has this adorable little boy, and Emma, was trying to help him hunt for eggs. It was just the cutest, warmest, kindest. I fell asleep though in the backyard. I was a little embarrassed, but I had spent so much energy like getting her basket together, getting some other baskets for different family people, some neighbors, whatever, and I was done.
Yeah,
I ate my
Easter.
food. I was happy. The sun was shining on my face, and I was just mouth open. I would send you the photo, but I'm worried that you will post it. It is not my best luck.
Oh, come on. The Splashers want it. I know they
Yeah,
do.
I'm
Well,
sure.
speaking of Easter, that's where my "it's a lot" comes from. And how? First of all, was the temperature good in Michigan? Like a
Yes.
mild?
Yes, I know you
Finally.
were here a few weeks ago when it was not so mild, but today was one of those like
Yeah.
70-degree pure sun, beautiful days. And
Okay,
Easter was
good.
like 60 sun, like
Oh, that's
nice.
great. That's great. So
Yeah,
your candy wasn't melting, but you weren't cold and you weren't getting snowed on. Because
yeah, pretty
yeah,
much.
well, when I was there, we had snow.
Hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, I went to Michigan like a couple weeks ago. My cousin, the cousin I was closest to growing up, had the exact same brain tumor I did, just on the opposite side. So went up there to be there for that. She's doing great. For all of those of you who prayed, she is doing amazing. She's back home. But while we were there, we got snow, and I was like, oh man, like this is the weather in Michigan that I don't miss. Like when it's snowing in April, I'm going, okay, this is enough. So I'm so glad you guys passed that, and now we are into the good stuff, the best time in Michigan, I should say. But we were in Atlanta for Easter. Matthew flew back early to play in a member golf. He actually played with Josh Allen, which they had a great time. But we were in Atlanta, and we're doing the Easter egg hunt. We have 11 kids amongst my brother, my sister, and I. And we said, all right, the older three don't need the Easter egg hunt anymore. So we're like, y'all are going to hide the eggs. But there's chocolate in the eggs. I think we discussed this. And I said, hide them. Do your best to hide them in the shade because it will melt. Well, they did their best, but yet, regardless of whether it's in the shade or not, shit melted. So we go into my sister's house, and this is where like people that don't live in the South or in hot places during April and during Easter don't understand. Because all kids want to do, as we all know, is open these eggs, put it all on the floor, and then eat whatever they want. So they're all inside Obi's eggs, and there's melted like Reese's pieces that are just all over my sister's carpet. They're just chocolate. I mean, Tyler's got it from the back of her head to like her neck. I don't even know how she did it. I come in, I'm like, what is happening? All of it melted. And my It's a Lot is sitting there picking it all up, putting it back in the bags, and my kids screaming because I'm throwing it away. And that they worked very hard for this candy. I want to be like, bitches, I bought the candy, I stuffed the eggs, I worked hard. You just picked them up and put them in your thing. One more thing, my It's a Lot. And if you have boys, God bless you. I was reminded of when we used to do our Easter egg hunts. And my brother would follow me because we had our baskets, would follow me. I would like be picking up an egg and he would take 3. Every time I went to pick up an egg, he would take 3. So I would do all this work and I come back and be like, I have 4 eggs. And my brother just had a mound. I was like, I mean, what in the world? They tell me this and I'm like, did anyone tell me? And my mom was like, I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Did he steal your Halloween candy too?
He used to pour out. So we had pillowcases for Halloween. We don't fuck around at Halloween. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had pillowcases and we would get home and he would just pour mine out and take half of it. So this is why I'm a tough broad, you know?
Yeah.
People don't mess with me because I was raised by my brother.
You've been fighting and clawing ever since. I will tell you, when I saw that picture of all the kids with your mom and dad, I was like, that is just like so adorable. But whenever I see Jenny, your sister, post videos of the kids playing, I'm like, this is like Americana, Little House on the Prairie. Just there's always a creek. There's always like some sort of a motor vehicle. There's always just like a dirty kid. And I'm just like, this looks so much fun. And she's like, you know what? Because, your sister and I, we chat.
Hold on. Tell people why you guys chat on the side.
I correct her and give her facts, which I believe are important in journalism. And she believes a certain way politically and posts things from different sources that are not fact-based.
Yes. Okay. So she's gonna be so mad when she hears this. But no, I love that about y'all because she told me that too. She's like, I just love Hank. We have all these side conversations. And I'm like, side conversations? She's like, yeah, about all the politics. I'm like, oh God.
This is the honest to God truth. We think very differently. But what I really appreciate is she takes the time to hear what I have to say about it. And I really take the time to read her message and understand what she says about it. And usually 9 times out of 10, we'll say like, oh, we're going to agree to disagree. But we have a very civilized friendship and very civilized conversation. And I honestly think that to me is what's missing in this world. And it's driving me crazy that people can't do this.
Yeah.
Why can't we?
I don't know. People can't disagree anymore or else they hate each other. It's crazy. I really respect the people that can bake sourdough bread from scratch. I'm just not one of them. And you guys know this, but now I don't have to be thanks to Wild Grain. Wild Grain is the first bake from frozen subscription box for breads, pastries, and pastas. And their boxes are fully customizable to your taste and dietary restrictions. And now they recently just launched a gluten-free box and a plant-based box that is 100% vegan. But guys, we had French bread, sourdough bread, croissants, and they are insane. They are so good. Are you ready to bring all your favorite carbs right to your doorstep? Be sure to check out Wild Grain so you can begin building your own box of breads, pastas, and pastries. For a limited time, Wild Grain is offering our listeners $30 off their first box plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/morningafter to start your subscription. I'm going to do that because I paid for the croissants. So there's that. So I'll be using our own code. But you heard me, free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/morningafter. That's wildgrain.com/morningafter, or you can use promo code morningafter at checkout. But I will say my sister, like you were saying, she has this incredible backyard. They moved recently. It's a big backyard. It's shaded with these big trees. She's got a creek running through. You go over the creek and there's like a huge, basically kickball field in the middle of this forest. Atlanta's beautiful when it comes to that. It's very green. So immediately I am just like in awe of this place. I just love the fact that our kids were out there nonstop. They never came inside. There's a tractor happening with rides on the back. I mean, it is very I don't want to say simple because people I feel like that's a bad word.
I feel like it's Americana. It's like back to the days when I was little and you just ran outside and you came home when the lights came on and that was it.
And like you have all your neighbors' kids, all their neighbors' kids come over and it is there are no iPads to be found ever. No iPads. My kids are knocking. So here are my kids. Would you like to say hello?
Oh boy.
Well, no, because again, Hunter already had her one thing this week.
You already made an appearance on the internet.
Yeah.
Hunter.
She barged in on Matthew's Zoom video. We had just gotten home, and all they want to do is run to Dad. And I knew he was on a Zoom, but I was like, well, who cares?
Yeah.
So, okay, can you say hello? And then you got to beat it because we're...
Hello, hunty girl.
Okay.
Want to see my hello?
Okay, sure. Let's see Ty's hello. All right, exit stage right.
Right?
Yes.
Which way's right? This way.
Okay. Shh. All right, and...
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right,
You're
out.
beautiful.
Yes, out. Mommy's working. This way.
When are you
Stage
gonna
right.
When are you going to be done?
Not for a while.
Not for you go to bed.
And this is why you don't have 4 children.
All right, goobers, let's go.
So, why
Out.
can't you have 4 children?
Out. Well, one, they stretch your belly out. That's another conversation.
So,
Out.
who cares?
Go. Yeah.
Okay. You
You
guys
do.
are very
Out.
entertaining.
Okay. So I don't even know what we're... See, this is what happens. This is my life.
This is what happens.
Yeah, so but you're right. It is, I loved the feeling of being there. She has done an incredible job of she's just like one of those fun moms. You know what I mean? Yeah. She makes sure everyone's safe. She makes sure everyone's fed. She pushes them outside. She doesn't do iPads. I mean, she's just kind of like, you know, this is life. Like, go outside and play and come home when dinner's ready. Or the crock pot. You know, the crock pot's ready, which I love a crock pot meal from her. Oh my gosh, real quick. So obviously I had them all weekend. Judge just walks through the back. I had them all weekend. And obviously the flight back from, you know, Florida, Atlanta, whatever. And so Matthew's like, I got them yesterday and today. And yesterday we all fell asleep on the couch at 5 p.m. Like out cold. Myself included. Matthew's photo, we'll share it. But then today I was doing a Rams community event, which was pretty awesome. We were building gardens. And so Matthew picked up the girls' school and took them to the orthodontist. He texts me. It's like, this is a clusterfuck. First of all, someone farted in the room. I'm not going to mention which child, but someone farted in the room. Okay. He said it's a small room. It's hot. It was an audible toot. And then the other 3 who are getting these spacers in are bawling, crying. He was like, fuck this. Like, why didn't you tell me that this is what was going to happen? I had no idea. I didn't know that spacers hurt.
You knew exactly what you're like. I'll go dig that field. I will drive to Malibu and turn that dirt while you go take those children to the dentist. Of course you knew what was happening. Are you kidding me? Well played, Kelly B. Well played.
He offered. So I was not going to, you know, I wasn't going to say no. But when he said it, I immediately was like, okay. And then when he called or texted, I texted him. I said, do I need to come there? Like, do I need to leave this event and come there? And he did not respond, which I took that as he did not want to say yes. So I started driving and then I finally called him and he was like, we're almost done, but I hate you for this. I was like, my bad.
Were the girls crying because of the trauma of the dentist or crying laughing because of the toot?
I mean, we travel with some friends. We were on a plane, and one of their kids gets altitudes. Like they unload on the plane
when they're flying,
and the whole place. And we were trying to figure out if it was the same person every time, and we were blaming it on one child. Turns out it was that child because her mother picked him or her up, and it was like. Like everybody was, I mean, let one go and they stink. I mean, Olivia Plouffe's eyes were watering.
Toots are still funny. Did you see that?
I love Toots.
Was it? I think it was an NHL player just recently was being interviewed in the locker room, and somebody ripped one, and he like mid-interview just like stopped. It was like, I'm sorry, but farts are funny. Like I have to laugh. Like it's just like too good. Like
You know what I don't like though is like I have to take obviously everyone takes their kids on the airplane bathroom. First of all, bathrooms are way too small. Can we talk about that? To have 2 people in there. And if you have kids, you're like trying to hold them off the seat, but also you don't want them to piss everywhere. Well, one of my children's had to go number 2 and her tummy wasn't feeling very good. And so we did it and it stunk up that bathroom. And I come out and there's a line of like 4 people. I was like, and I didn't want to be like, my kid just took a dump, sorry, because they would embarrass them. So I guess I just take it and be like, was it me? Was it her? We don't know. But also that's a great cover. If you do have to go number 2, just take your child. I just realized this. Take your child in with you and then blame them. It's fantastic.
Yeah, there's no room in those. And we just had that happen when we were like descending, which at that point I'm seatbelt as tight as it can be. I'm making sure the flats and slats are being put in. Yep. I'm doing safety checks. And Emma's like, I have to pee. And I'm like, oh my God, how are we going to, like, can I get up? Like, she really has to go. Like, am I going to get tased? And I think Jake, did we wait till we landed and then we ran and used it?
Yeah. And then you beat everybody down to get their fast.
Yeah, I did one of those, like having to jump over people because I'm like, she has to pee. I'm sorry. She has to, whatever. And then we got in there.
Do you, when you go in these airplane bathrooms, I make my kids just hold on to me and I don't let them touch anything. Do you do that? I don't let them touch anything.
I can't remember. I know I always put the toilet seat thing down, but I feel like she sat on that thing, like the paper thing,
There's no paper things in the airplanes.
Yeah, there are.
I didn't even know that. My ass is trying to hold these kids up.
No,
I'm literally in a full squat. Like, you got it. Just hurry up. Praying they don't pee on me. I didn't know that. That's my bad. I was taking my vitamins this morning and Matthew was like, what is this one? And I'm so excited to share it with y'all as I shared with him. It is a scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness. It is C15 and it's the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in 90 years. And get this, studies have confirmed that it is 3 times better, broader, and safer than omega-3s. So guys, what is C15? Well, C15 repairs age-related damage to cells, protects them from future breakdown, boosts mitochondrial energy output, and activates pathways in the body to help regulate our sleep, mood, and natural repair mechanisms that support our overall health. And as it turns out, many of us are deficient in C15, which results in these weaker cells. And what's great about Fatty 15 is C15 is the only ingredient in it. It is 100% pure. Fatty 15 is on a mission to replenish your C15 levels and restore your long-term health. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/morning and using the code morning at checkout. No. I got mistaken. I want your it's a lot, but before we get there, I got mistaken as a flight attendant twice on the flight coming home from Detroit. I got looked at twice like, hey, ma'am, are there any more luggage overhead? And I was like,
what were you wearing?
A sweatsuit. And then the other person was like, excuse me, I think this person's in my seat. I was like, I don't work for Delta, guys. Why do I look like I work for Delta? I'm a nurse. Come on. No, I immediately like started giggling. So I was like, and then they felt so bad. You know how you feel really bad when you mistake, like even if you're in like the grocery store, let's be honest, I don't go to the grocery store because I hate the grocery store. But like, I don't even know what stores I go to now. Now that I'm thinking about it. But you ask, you're like, hey, do you know where so and such is? They're like, I don't work here. You're like, ooh, my bad? Like, I feel bad when I do that. Should I not feel bad?
You don't go to a grocery store?
Fuck no.
Like ever?
Thrive Market, Hank. It's one of our damn sponsors. That's what I use.
I enjoy them.
Wait, okay. Give me your it's a lot.
My it's a lot. I've been waiting for this moment for 2 weeks. It has been causing me such anxiety and frustration that I find myself taking my anger out on other people, and it's not fair.
Oh,
If
okay.
I have to watch another person try to back into a fucking parking space, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Why are people backing into parking spaces? Are they taking off like it's like the Grand Prix? What is happening? Minivans are backing into parking spots at Target. Why are you doing this, Kelly?
I back in better than I pull in forward. That's true. I have a better, I don't know why, but like when I pull, I was actually going to ask Matthew about this. This came up today. When I park and there's cars on both sides, like I can park if there's just a car on my left side, totally fine, because I bring it out wide and then I pull it in. But like if there's not a lot of space for you to bring it out wide and then come straight in, my car is completely crooked. I can't do it. I'm a very good driver too.
I will give you that you're a very good driver. So you're telling me that if you have to back into that space between those two cars, you're backing in better than you're pulling in?
I back into almost every spot now. So
Well, you need to be on America's Got Talent or something, because that makes absolutely zero sense.
I bet there's people like me out there. I bet there's
I don't
more than
think
you
so.
think.
I think you are in a society of one, and I don't understand. And here's the thing: if I saw you backing into a spot, I would assume, knowing you, that you're going to do that very efficiently and very quickly.
Oh, yes. It's more efficient than forward for me.
The people that are backing into spots, at least around me, are taking 35 minutes to figure out how to put the car in park. And you're just sitting there going like, I don't understand, ma'am. Why can't you just pull into this spot?
You know what? Do you think they have trouble backing out? Oh, wait, but they're backing in, so there's no chance.
I don't know. I don't know if they're looking for a quick exit from the Wendy's or the Target, or if they're shoplifting and they need to get out of there quickly.
I was just about to say maybe they were going in to take something.
What is happening with the people backing into spaces? It is affecting me on cellular levels that I never expected.
Well, here's what I think we should do. And there's actually a couple of things that I think we should do to this nation. Are you ready? Here's my presidential. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. We need to make every parking lot with the diagonal parking spaces. That way, there is no backing in, one. And two, it is very simple to diagonally park. That's why they do them. So you don't have to turn all, like my issue. I can't turn all the way in. I don't know why. I just can't do it. I'm just really bad at it. And I'm the type of person where I pull in, I got to back out and straighten back up because I don't want to frustrate any of the people next to me because then they'll just ding my car with their door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that needs to be mandated, that every parking lot needs to be a diagonal parking lot. One. Two, I noticed this on my trip, and I will tell you, and it wasn't, I'm not saying this for me because my kids are a little older now, but there needs to be a separate security for people who are traveling alone with children. Because one, people get frustrated with the people that have children because they take long because they have to do the stroller and they have to get all the iPads and they have to help their kids through it all. And two, it's better for the people who have the children because, hey, guess what? Every person in that line's gonna have kids. Your kids will be entertained by other kids while you're waiting. So you're not having to I don't know, yank your child along because they'll be just hanging out with other kids. And then when it's your turn, you're up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How have airports not done that?
Yeah, it can be a lot. Traveling with kids is challenging.
But I think for everybody involved, like people won't get frustrated, the people with the kids. The people with kids don't feel bad for holding up the line. It's kind of just like, you know what? We got our own space. We're gonna get through it. Everyone's in the same boat. We all feel bad for each other. Let's go get on this plane. Do you know what I mean?
When we went through this last time we traveled, it was myself, Emma, and Jake, and I went through no problem. Emma was okay.
Yeah.
Jake got flagged because he had extra sunscreen in his bag or something. And by the way, I had the same sunscreen in the same size in my bag, and it went through no problem at all. But anyways, Emma got stuck in this weird limbo where she was between the two of us, and the TSA agent said to Emma, "Oh, honey, stay with your daddy." And she looked at Jake and he's like, and then he looked at me and I'm like, da-da-da. And then he's like, well, it's not my, he was trying, and the TSA agent was great. She kind of leaned over and she goes, say it's your child, you'll get through this process quicker if you have a child. And I'm like, oh, because they flag, they get the padding the person to do that. They get that person
quickly.
like right away because they don't want your child to be stuck in limbo. Yeah.
Well, that's a great little tip, people. So if you're going through and you get flagged, say you're with kids. don't just claim a child, but just, be like, yeah, they're mine. We constantly are talking about our face on the podcast, Hank and I, and just like, how can we fix it? But what we tend to neglect is our neck area. And guys, there is nothing more telling than a face that looks great, but a neck that looks old and fragile. Am I right? This is why I'm absolutely loving the Tighten and Lift Neck Cream from Go Pure. It is a proprietary firming complex that is designed to visibly firm and smooth the skin on your neck and chest in as little as 4 to 8 weeks. And in a consumer study, 100%, guys, 100% of users said their skin looked more supple and 97% noticed a firmer appearance. It is cruelty-free, paraben-free, and sulfate-free. And with over 100 million jars that have been sold, the beauty secret is no longer a secret. They are not just transforming the skin on your neck. It is a full line of science-backed skin and body care to brighten, hydrate, and restore the glow from head to toe. So tighten, lift, and restore elasticity in your neck because your skincare routine shouldn't stop at your jawline. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off Go Pure with code MORNINGAFTER at checkout. Just head to gopurebeauty.com and use that code MORNINGAFTER and you're all set. And after you buy, do us a favor. When they ask where you heard about Go Pure, tell them that it was from our show. My kids were good with it all and whatnot, but I felt really bad because there were a few moms and one dad ahead of me that were traveling with their kids and they were younger. And it was just chaos. And I felt bad. I was like, and people behind them were getting rude. You know how they do that? I hate that. I'm like, you know what? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing their best. What are we talking about
Whenever I see a mom, and we saw one getting on the tram, that thing that flies over the Detroit airport.
Yeah.
We saw one with she had the stroller and the 2 kids and the other ones. And I'm just like, what can we do? I
know.
I'm barely managing trying to steal the potato salad and one drink out of the Sky Club, trying to balance that. And she's got 3 kids. And I'm just like, what can I do for you? Anything? My goodness.
Yeah. Well, when I was heading to the airport too in Detroit, so I was by myself and I was kind of cutting it close to my flight. And so I was telling my Uber driver, hey, if there's a lot of people traveling, just drop me off at baggage claim or whatever. And he kept telling me, he was like, no, there's nobody here. And it was close to Easter, or close to spring break. It was like spring break week or whatever. I was like, I think there might be a lot of people here. And he was like, listen, I got you. I've lived here for 9 years. And I wanted to be like, bitch, I lived here for 12 years. Okay? Put me in the arrivals at baggage claim, please. Because I wasn't checking a bag or anything.
Yeah.
And we sat in the departures lane for 10 minutes. I was like, oh man, I almost got out and started walking, but
was it crowded?
Yes, it was spring break week.
Listen, it doesn't, if it's Atlanta, Detroit, Minneapolis, if you're in one of those hub airports, get ready, buckle up. No pun intended.
We went to Busch Gardens again on spring break.
You love Busch Gardens.
I went there. I grew up going there. And it kind of is like the same thing. But I took a picture of my 2 oldest. I'm going to show you real quick. And when I looked back at it that night, my heart dropped. They're looking so old. I just feel like time is going, I know that I complain about my children a lot and I'm going to keep doing that because hell, it's a lot, But I also was like, oh my God, this is kind of sad. Look at this.
Yeah. There was one that you sent in our chat or whatever. And I was like, they look like they're teenagers.
I know. And they're tall enough to ride everything now. And it's just one of those things and I'm so excited. Oh, also on spring break, I'm going to just tell this story and then we'll figure out what to do with the video. We had one night out without kids. Okay. There were 9 kids, 6 adults and then Matthew left. So 5 adults. Oh, he was there that night. 6 adults. And we had ourselves a good time because we didn't have our kids for one night out of the 9. And we went to this bar called Krabby Bill's. It's been there for a really long time. And they had a live band. And I love a live band, especially if they are playing Backstreet Boys. I think it's Backstreet Boys. Are we original? That one. Yeah, I'm my sexual. That one. Is that Backstreet or NSYNC?
Backstreet.
Okay. Well, I was having myself a grand old time. Meanwhile, Matthew's getting bombarded at the table. I'm on the dance floor because that's where I always am. And I'm feeling myself. I feel pretty good. Had a lot to drink. Not a lot, but enough. And I do one hair flip, and it turns out fantastic. I'm like, oof, that rocked that hair flip. Let's go. Go for the second one. Turns out... Guys, I think my hair is just too thick from Nutrafol. The weight just carried me, onto the ground. The singer starts laughing. My ass is out because I'm in a bodysuit dress, but it's a little cut. And my ass is in the air. I point my toes because I think of Tyler saluting. I'm like, and salute, because I am that drunk. Not that drunk. I really wasn't that drunk. I was just having a really good time.
You're not like that.
No, I'm not. Normally not sloppy. No. And honestly, I still wasn't sloppy at the end of this. But when my legs came up, my ass came out. You know what I mean? It was like, woo, and then down. But the next morning, and Matthew literally was like, there's my wife. There's my wife. Just crushing the dance floor. I wake up the next morning, and I have, because the area where I was dancing was shells, like white shells.
Ooh.
The amount of cuts on my ass. Also, I probably should have treated them with something. I think I might have a scar. There's one
puka shell cuts on your butt cheek.
I feel like we can't say puka and butt in the same context.
Yeah. Time out.
Yeah.
Time out on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Well, luckily I had something covering my holes. Tushy. Because who knows what could go up that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That would really hurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Nutrafol. Now that enjoy the Nutrafol very much. Things are sprouting.
It looks great.
This is not a sponsor, but it's something that I enjoy very much, and maybe they want to get on board. But Sea Glass, which I enjoy thoroughly, my Target wine of choice, which is very affordable. I think you can get it with your Target, if it's one of your Target saves, it's $9.99 maybe. But they heard us talking about them just in casual convo, because I was talking about how my friend Karen comes over and I give her Sea Glass, and they sent us such a nice message to thank us for talking about them. So cheers to you, Sea Glass. Thank you.
Cheers, Sea Glass. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm waiting for my bottle to arrive. So are they shipping it to you or me? Who knows?
Have you not ever drank the Sea Glass?
No, I've never had it. But
and I like that. Isn't the bottle?
Wait, I might have had some at your house when we were there for the. Wait, I'm not even kidding. For the show.
Yeah, you probably did. I'm a big fan of that. It's a Sauvignon Blanc.
A Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
Well, if someone could get me as a Coke sponsor too, I would love that.
But only Coke
shout
Zero.
Out.
You like Coke Zero, right?
Cherry Coke Zero. Diet Coke. Which, what's the difference?
Yeah.
I really do have this question. What is the difference between Diet Coke and Coke Zero?
Well, actually, I know this offhand. Cherry or Coke Zero was marketed towards men because Diet Coke was more female.
Interesting. Yeah. Hank didn't seem to have a problem with it.
No, the taste is severely different.
Of Coke Zero and Diet Coke?
Oh my God! Oh,
really?
Yeah, don't you agree? Agree.
Interesting.
Ruling over affirmative. What are the words? Sustained. Damn.
Sustained.
God, if only I was smart enough to not go to Central. But yes, when I'm not splashing, I'm sea glassing, and and I am also only a Diet Coker. If I have the opportunity to, it's a McDonald's fountain Diet Coke.
There's nothing better, as we've discussed on this podcast so many
It
times.
is just so incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for McDonald's to call me and be like, dude, can we send you to the Olympics as our sponsor or like something? Because I love it so much.
It is pretty good. Speaking of McDonald's, I don't think I've told this story, but we were in Montana. They did first of all, we were on Easter, we watched church on TV, and then we were watching this Red Bull thing where they do you make a thing on wheels. It can be whatever. Like someone did the Up House, someone did Cinderella with a pumpkin. Like you go all out and make these incredible things, and you have to go through this course. And they crash so hard. I'm talking face planting on the concrete, but it's we were discussing do they have cocktails or not? But I said no, because they have to make it through this course, and it's tough to drive through it. They've got jumps, and you make a car, you make a thing, and you're going on jumps with it. And it is honestly the most entertaining thing I've ever watched. But I forgot, you just said McDonald's. They did it at Yellowstone on the snow, and you had to make your sled basically, but it couldn't have sled things. And somebody made a McDonald's one, and as they were going down the hill, the snow hill, which is kind of crazy, they were throwing out cheeseburgers to the crowd. Okay. Oh. They crash hard. I mean, face plant on, and it's not puffy snow, it's hard snow. They start climbing out. One of them is Ronald, right? McDonald's, Ronald, the clown.
Terrifying.
The other one,
a Hamburglar.
I can't wait to hear you say the comment to this one. If one of them's Ronald, think of the last name of Ronald.
McDonald.
What's the last part of McDonald?
Arnold.
Donald. Okay, Western Michigan. Or is it Western or Eastern? Fuck.
No.
Central. Oh, God. Sorry. Scratch the other two schools. Central. Donald. So who do you think the other person was?
Donald Duck. Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. Thank you.
Same difference.
And your response to that one is?
Yay. I don't know.
Well, you said that's terrifying. And then you're like, yay. Anyways.
I thought really it was going to be like the Hamburglar, who was always very scary.
No, but I thought it was very creative. I wouldn't have thought that either. But Ronald and then Donald. Very creative stuff. But if you have not watched the Red Bull, I don't even know what it's called. But these people have got to make money if they make it through, right?
Weren't we talking about you watching church on TV? How did we get this?
Came on right after church.
Okay.
It went from praising Jesus to watch these people get fucked up.
I was like, wait a minute. What?
What's the best is my grandmother, Winnie, who I love so much, is sitting there watching it all. And she's like, this is just very entertaining. I mean, it's wildly entertaining. But also, it's the thing where you watch people get hurt and you're either the person that laughs at it or gets mad at the people that laugh at it. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't even think about watching church as a possibility because I was like, because our plans on Sunday got moved earlier. So the normal mass I would go to. And then I was like, if you really want a butt in a pew on Easter Sunday, you got to get there 35, 40 minutes before the mass starts. And then I'm like, I don't think we're going to make it through that.
Imagine all the people that are backing into the parking spots and how pissed you would have been.
It would have been too much. I need to know. We need a poll as to whether people are backing into spots. Because if this is something that is now happening in this country, this might be what takes me over the edge and I move to Windsor. I don't know what to do because I can't.
Move to Windsor. No, you need to move to Italy where people don't really drive cars. They drive mopeds. We talk about hair a lot on this podcast and how to basically save the stuff we have. But I obviously have been on Nutrafol for quite some time now and am loving it so much. much. My head feels heavy because of how much hair I truly have from this. It is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people, and it is why this Mother's Day, Nutrafol makes the perfect gift. There's something for every mom on your list. I mean, the postpartum formula is great for women in their first year after giving birth. So if you have a wife or a friend who just gave birth and you know they're struggling with the hair loss, this is great. The Women's Balance formula is perfect for women 45 and up experiencing perimenopause or menopause. So if you have a wife or a friend who's just a little older and you notice that they have been talking about just their hair thinning, stuff like that, this is a great, great gift. And of course, the women's formula are great for those who are in between life stages. This Mother's Day, consider Nutrafol the best-selling hair growth supplement. Whether you're gifting to yourself or a loved one, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off any order. Enjoy free shipping when you subscribe. Go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code MORNINGAFTERGIFT. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code MORNINGAFTERGIFT. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code MORNINGAFTERGIFT. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to all the people we went on vacation with, because I do feel like when you go on vacation with friends with kids who have kids around your kids' ages, and they've been around each other a lot, they tend to start acting like brothers and sisters and treating each other like brothers and sisters do, which like my brother did. He was an ass. So like there is that fighting kind of going on back and forth. But I give all the people we went to the beach with, and even at my sister's, the parents, a lot of credit, because if you can go on vacation with people who understand and who, oh my God, my kids keep knocking. Knock it off. Popsicles. Popsicles for the orthodontist situation. No, not yet. Oh my God.
What'd she say?
The older one sent her here to ask. And she goes, thanks a lot, guys. You just got me in trouble. Oh, no. Oh, I feel bad. See? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Kids picking on one another, kids getting kids in trouble. And I give parents a lot of credit that go on these trips with these kids if you allow others to parent your children. Because that way it is a joint effort. Like I think mine got yanked by some other parent. I yanked a few. Like, listen, you got to listen. Oh my gosh. We were playing Guess Who, and I was trying to clean the table, and I looked at whoever was playing the Guess Who, and I said, hey, do you mind moving the Guess Who and helping me clean the table real quick? We're kind of cleaning up. And they ignored me. And so I grabbed the Guess Who, and they stopped me from grabbing the Guess Who and looked at me, and I said, I need you to stop. And they go, that's my Guess Who. And I said, well, this is my house. And you know what they said to me? It's your dad's house. And I immediately was like, get up. What?
I literally just had heart palpitations. The nerve.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got
So anyways.
You have to.
Shout out to the Six Top crew, because we do that pretty well. We just handle who's ever in the vicinity of us. But yeah.
And you sent me a video that just made my life, because my song came on, my jam, and they were all singing Whitney Houston, Higher Love, which is, I still remember the exact moment hearing it for the very first time.
That's, wow. It's like when people pass away, we were talking about last week. You remember when you first heard that song?
Yeah, we were in a party bus. I don't know where we were going, but you were in it. Matthew was in it.
Oh.
Sam was in it. And the reason we heard the song was Nastia put it on.
Oh.
So this is going? Like what year would this have been? 2017,
really long time
18?
ago.
Anyway.
Can you real quick, can you share your response to when I sent it to you though? What did you say back? Do you remember?
I said Jimmy Clausen, because he was in the video and he was singing and he looked like he was having fun. And I said, but he'd really like it if you played Madonna, because he enjoys Madonna.
He loves Madonna. He loves Celine. Jimmy is such a good time. I love him so much. But that was pretty special. And
I love you, special. Kelly, but please let's not just say like he loves Madonna, he loves Celine. Like they're within the same category, because Celine is, I enjoy her. I pray for her. I wish the best for her. But Celine and Madonna are in two different categories of entertainment.
I'm sorry. I don't agree with that.
I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying that they're not comparable entertainers. If you want to talk about Celine, then I'd rather have you do it within the vein of like Adele or Barbara Streisand. If you're talking about Madonna, I'd rather have you do it within the vein of like Lady Gaga or maybe Katy Perry, who... Can we please talk about the Blue Origin flight?
Yeah, let's get into that. Screw this conversation. This conversation sucks. Wait, let's talk about the Blue Origin flight because then we got to wrap up.
Here's a very important question I have for you.
Okay.
This is a very important question, and I believe that this has created huge debates in homes all across our country.
Okay, wait, before you get there, because I with spring break happening, I wasn't really on the social media, and I don't really know the backlash. I know they went to space for what, like 12 minutes?
11,
and there were 6 of them?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, so now continue.
3 of whom were from Metro Detroit, which I find very odd and weird. But anyway, I watched every second of it. I had it on. I was in the newsroom, so it was on like 3 different TVs. I had it on my phone because prayers up for Gail. I'm a big fan of Gail King, and I wanted to make sure she was okay, and I knew she was very nervous. Do you know who Gail King is?
Yes, I do, but I didn't even know this was happening. But continue.
Okay. The night before it, I was saying prayers for Gail King because I was like, Gail, you have to be, it's going to be okay. I know you're a nervous flyer just like I am, flats and slats. How are you going to control this on this spacecraft?
So, wait, you prayed for Gail, but fuck everyone else.
Well, no.
Like, everyone else.
I prayed for her, for her strength in it because I knew she would be the most nervous. And that's what I love about, this is the thing I realized I love about the internet, the memes. Because the pictures of Gail ringing that bell where she looks like she's about to just crap her pants. But like, here's my question for you. And this is a very serious question. This is what I would like to know from you.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
Do you now consider these women to be astronauts?
No.
That is the debate.
Oh gosh. Great. Thanks. Now you put me on one side of a debate.
Yeah, there's a debate. Are they astronauts because they went to space?
No, they went to space. They're not astronauts. They're not living out there. They're not learning how to use a treadmill in zero gravity. Like, what are we talking about?
So I think that's where some of the backlash started, because when they came out of this pod, Katy Perry, kind of like kissed the ground and did this whole thing. And an interviewer said to her, like, congratulations, you're an astronaut. And she's like, thank you. I saw love and love came to me and I had a vision. And everybody was like, bitch, you were up there for 3.5 minutes by the time you were like, what are you talking about? But the memes were unbelievable. They were so good.
Oh,
they were just such a gift. I can't believe you weren't. I was so invested in that whole thing. It was amazing. Kris Jenner was also there at the launch site with Khloe, because I believe they were supporting Lauren Sanchez.
That makes sense.
Who they're friends with. And so it was just watching all of it. I was just like, this is just to me, it was such a well-produced television event. I can't believe you didn't participate.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. 11 kids running around. Like, I was busy. Spring is here, and so is spring cleaning. And honestly, I love to just throw out stuff that I don't need anymore. And I've been throwing out every deodorant I have ever used before Lumi. I love Lumi because honestly, I felt like my past deodorants, I didn't mind them, but they lasted for not even like an hour. And I would already kind of start smelling myself, and nobody wants that. Lumi lasts for like 72 hours, guys. And not only that, I love the wipes because I can store them in my car. In this California heat, sometimes deodorant can melt in your car. Not these wipes. They're fantastic. I throw them on after tennis and I resume my day. And what's great too, it's pH balanced. So you can really use it anywhere. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers can get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. You can use the code Morning After for 15% off your first purchase at lumedeodorant.com. That's code LUMEDEODORANT.com. Please support our show and just tell them that we sent you. You can smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi. Question, and then we got to end this. If you were given the opportunity.
No.
No?
Absolutely no.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When the pilot tells me we're at 35,000 feet, I'm like, why are we at 35,000 feet? Why can't we just fly at 9,000? Why do we have to be at...
That's where all the turbulence is, dum-dum. You got to get above all the crap.
I don't like to know that I'm at 42,000 feet. And so no, and no. Why?
It reminds...
I understand, but you're telling me that you would fly to space for 11 minutes? Like, why? He would
Why not?
100% do it.
Why not?
You would do it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay, hold on. I do have children. So it had to be like, I want to do it when like a lot of people have done it and a lot of safety landings, and I don't even know how they landed.
I think this was like the 10th or 11th landing. You just don't hear about it when it's not celebrities because people pay to do this, and it's hundreds.
Did they have to pay?
No, the promotion that Blue Origin got from this was extraordinary.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure they didn't have to pay.
That's a great marketing job right there.
Great marketing job.
I would do it probably though. Yeah.
I would not. No.
I think it puts things into perspective. Sometimes we need that.
You're there for 11 minutes. What could it possibly do?
I don't know. I literally almost shit myself skydiving at 15,000 feet. So maybe I'm just like saying weird shit. Maybe I wouldn't do it, but.
You did that in New Zealand?
Yeah. All right. We got to stop this podcast. We could talk all day. We didn't get to half the shit that was on this list, but it's fine. We have next week. Draft is today, by the way.
Wait.
Also,
you were in New York when the draft.
Oh. No. No, I was not. And honestly, I'm going to give you my honest opinion right now. I don't see why guys do it. Because if they do get drafted and you have all your family and you're in the draft pit and you have your girlfriend and the girlfriend's in the draft picks, and then all of a sudden girlfriend's gone, you don't have draft picks. That draft pictures without a random girl. And I know she's not random while you're taking it, but she might be random eventually. Do you know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, it's a serious thing to consider. But it's like having your brother's girlfriend in your wedding when they're not engaged. And then all of a sudden, do you know what I mean? You have all these photos with your family and the brother's girlfriend, and not mine because mine got married to Rose, so we were good. But like, what happens if Rose didn't marry Chad? And then she's in all my wedding photos.
But for clarity, because I'm speaking to the New York Post right now when they write this headline, you were not angry that you were not by Matthew's side when he was in the draft.
I didn't really understand the draft situation when he was going through it. But then as I get older and I have daughters, I kind of understand. I'm like, listen, he's just smart. Matthew's smart. He's like, I don't know. He didn't know. You know what I mean?
Your advice would be to the girlfriend of the guy who might be the draft pick right now. Don't be upset if you're not invited to the draft when he gets there, because like Kelly Stafford, you're playing the long game.
I mean, no, I have no advice for any of the girlfriends that are going because I didn't go.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us this week.
I don't even know what we talked about.
I feel like we just caught up. I told you I missed you. I haven't.
I know. I know. It's been a couple weeks. All right. Well, everybody enjoy that draft tonight. If there is girlfriends, be nice. And next week we will talk a little bit, I guess. Well, we can talk a little bit about the draft. And then whatever else is going on in our lives. So until then, have a splash.
Make a splash and possibly enjoy sea glass.
Make a sea glass. Ooh, that's a tongue twister.